Okay, this is level 8 theory, page 19. Total of 3 questions. We're going to start from question number 3 because that is the easiest one. Okay, question number 3 say name the roots of the following chord. The easiest one will be root position. When everything stacked together, that's the easiest one. That one is your root. When you move your root up, you will have your root at the side. So this is root position. Root position has a figure base, which is 7. Okay. Your first inversion has a figure base of 6, 5. So your root will be at the side. Okay. Your second inversion will be this note will be moved up. So you will see 2 notes over here and 2 notes over here. And this is now your root. Second inversion has a figure base of 4, 3. And the last one is when you move this up again, so it will become 1 note here, but 3 notes here, and this is your root. This is called your third inversion, and it has the figure base of 4, 2. Sometimes the 4, 2 will be written as just the 2. Okay. Then, how do we find out the root? I'm going to use a different color. This is a black color, okay? So in your root position, this is interval 3, interval 3, interval 3. That is your root, the easiest one. When you have first inversion, this is only interval 2. Then interval 3, interval 3. So you look for the interval 2, your highest note is note, root. Same as your second inversion. Interval 3 here, interval 2 here, and interval 3 here. So you look for the interval 2. This is higher note of the interval 2 is your root. Higher note of your interval 2 is your root. This is interval 3, this is interval 3. So don't worry about the interval 3 place, okay? So some of the example is going to be right here. As I say, we are going to start from number 3. This is root position. So this is your root right here, E. This one right here, I see interval 2 is here, very nearby, this 2. The higher note, which is this one, the one that I color, is your root. So that note is A. Okay. Then I'm going to skip this one. How about let's do this one. I just look for the place that has interval 2. Interval 2, your higher note is your root. And make sure you look a little bit towards to your left side to check to see if you have any sharps or any flats over here. Sometimes they have to put the sharps and flat pretty far away because they're running out of space. So this note is C. You are in the treble clef, C, and there's a sharp. So the answer for this one is C sharp. Okay. Once you know how to find your root, then now you can go to your first question. The first question has 2 parts. One is dominant, one is diminished. Okay. So let's go back to your notebook and write down the notes for your first question. Every time when I write down something on the notebook, you should copy into your notebook. Okay. So this is the first question. First of all, this is only a review because you learned this already. Dominant 7 has a half step of 4, 3, 3. Diminished 7 has a half step of 3, 3, 3. So it's very easy. You just have to find your root and count it to the next note. Find your root, count it to your next note. If it's a 4 half step, you pick a dominant 7. If it's 3 half step, you pick a diminished 7. Okay? I'm going to give you some example from the page 19. Okay, so let me change a pen. So this is a black color pen now. Okay? So again, you need to find your root. So this first example, interval 2, this is your root. And make sure you have a sharp. Looks like your root is A sharp. Okay. Then you need to count from A sharp to this note, which is C sharp. This is your next note. So go to your piano, count A sharp to C sharp. 1, 2, 3. 3 half step, then we know it's a diminished 7. So diminished 7 is considered as your quality. A sharp is considered as your root. Now you need a figure base because it says right here, a figure base. In this case, it's 6, 5. How do I know it's 6, 5? Because we go over with the inversion just now. First inversion, figure base is 6, 5. This is all figure base. Okay, let's look at one more example right here. Okay, so this one is already in root position, so very easy. So that's your root, G flat. Then count G flat to B flat. So G flat, B flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 half step, dominant 7. Dominant 7 is considered your quality. Then figure base is 7. That's why you need 2 times of 7. This is considered your figure base. This 7 and dominant together, the whole thing is considered your quality. Okay, I'm going to skip this one and now I'm going to go to this one. So this one right here, it looks like from here, this note to this note is actually interval 3. So I don't need to worry about that. How about this note to this note? Interval 2. I only need to look at the interval 2 and your higher note is your root. Then from here, the one that I color, compared to that one, this one is interval 3. So no need to worry about interval 3, only interval 2. So the root is the one that I color. So this note is D. D, make sure you double check if there's any sharps and flats. So D sharp is your root. Then you need to count from this D sharp to your next note, which is F sharp. D sharp and F sharp. How many half steps? 1, 2, 3. 3 half step is a diminished 7. Okay, and in this case, 2 over here and 2 over here, it is actually the same as this second inversion. So your figure base is 4, 3. Okay, all right, now we're going to go to number 2. I'm going to write a note here inside the notebook. I'm going to turn the page so that I have enough space. This is number 2. Okay, so number 2 of page 19. Draw a dominant 7 in the following case. As we talked about very long time ago, dominant 7 has 3 types. Okay, the first type is when you have the word in the key 7, 4, 3, 3. The second type is on the root 4, 3, 3. And the third type is find the major key, which is -7. Long time ago, we already talked about this 3 possibility. Okay, in this case, you are going to use the first formula, which is 7, 4, 3, 3. So in the following key, 7, 4, 3, 3. As you see, some of those is in minor, some of those is in major. You don't change the way you do it. The way you do it stays the same. Okay, because they want you to sometimes not everything is in the root position. So I'm going to draw a line in the middle and I'm going to draw a line in the middle. Okay, let's start from this F minor. Okay, so F minor, start from F, I'm going to count 7. F, I'm going to count 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is a C. So I'm going to go find C. Let's see which is C I want to use. This C. Then I know from C, I need to count 4 half steps. 1, 2, 3, 4 is a 4 half step. Just the E natural. Why do I need to mark a natural sign? Because the E over here has E flat, but my final answer is a E natural. So I need to cancel the E flat, so I need the E natural. From E, I'm going to count 3 half steps. 1, 2, 3, that is a G. And from G, I'm going to count 3 half steps. 1, 2, 3, and that is a B flat. For this B, you can put the flat here, or if you don't put the flat, it's still correct. Okay, 6, 5, 3 is actually 6, 5. That means the first inversion. I'm going to move the C up. So these 3 notes stays the same. This is E natural. This is B flat, and then I'm going to put the C at the side. This one is correct. This one is useless now, so I'm going to cross it out. Don't use it. Make sure you cross it out because you don't want to use this as your answer. You want to use this as your answer. Then your teacher is going to give you a check. Check. Correct. Okay. All right. One more example. G major. 7, 4, 3, 3. Remember? Start from G. Count 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is a D. So I'm going to use this D. D. Then 4 half step. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is D sharp. F sharp. I say it wrong. F sharp. From F sharp, 3 half step. 1, 2, 3. That is A. From A, I'm so sorry. Then we count 3 half step. 1, 2, 3 is a C. That is your root position. D, F sharp, A, C. Number 2. Just now we talked about number 2 already. Let's go back one page. Number 2 is also 4-2. It's also third inversion. That means you move 3 of your notes up. But sometimes, for me, it's easier to move 1 note down than 3 notes up. So in this case, I'm going to move that C down. So I'm going to keep my D, F sharp, A, and then I put the C at the side here. You can put C at this side or you can put C at that side. It doesn't matter. It's the same. So this one is your third inversion. And again, after you are all done, cross this one out because you don't need this anymore. The only place, let's say if you're in root position, then you don't need to draw a line in the middle. So I will just draw a line in the middle and try to do it 2 times. First, I do it in root position. Then I move it to whatever the inversion they are asking for. Okay. One more last thing. I'm going to go back and have you add on one very special note. Okay. All the dominant 7. It doesn't matter in what key, major or minor key. All of the dominant 7. Okay. There's a special note. This note S. This note is special. Not your root. This is your root. Root is okay. Root is important, but this note is special. Why? Because this note must have an accidentals of either a sharp or a natural or a double sharp. Okay? You should not have a flat or a double flat as your accidentals for this special note. But you should always have either a sharp or a natural or a double sharp for this special note. If you go back to this 2 questions that I help you to solve, notice this is the second note. There is an E natural. You always have accidentals there. And this one is F sharp. You always have because root is D. And you always have an accidentals over there. Okay? Alright, thank you.